26 out of 27 people facing fraud and corruption charges for allegedly being part of a Home Affairs passport syndicate have been granted bail of 2,000 rand each in the Krugersdorp Magistrate's Court this morning. Accused number one, who is also a national from Pakistan, has been denied bail. Our reporter Silindelo Masikane is at court covering the story for us. Lee, just give us an update of what happened in court.
Well, essentially what happened was the judgment for the 27 people who are accused of being involved in what's been described as the passport syndicate. It was about a 2-hour-long judgment because we had interpreters in court as well, and we know that there are a number of Somalian nationals who form part of the 27, as well as Home Affairs officials who are also alleged to be involved in this syndicate. And so the magistrate went through, of course, the facts of the case, also elaborating on the circumstances of each of the accused in terms of where they live, in terms of whether the IO was able to verify their addresses, and whether it was in the interest of justice, essentially, to release them on bail. And she found that of the 27 accused, 26 she believed were eligible to receive bail. But she also went through some of the facts that were brought forward in terms of what we know of the involvement of these people in this particular syndicate. Let's take a listen.
During the interrogation, it also came to light that there was money transfers from the Somalians to applicant number one in the amount of 4,500 rand per person, and to the South African citizens, they were paid 500 rand per person. It transpired that the South Africans were promised an employment or a job, and therefore they were paid 500 rand per person in order to have their IDs present at Home Affairs in order to do the ID swapping, as explained by the investigating officer.
Why was the first accused denied bail?
Well, accused number one is what we understand to be the kingpin, the mastermind behind this entire syndicate. In fact, when the magistrate was going through some of what we know of accused number one, she went into detail about how much he makes per month, and it's in the millions in terms of the profit he was making out of the syndicate. And as the mastermind, the magistrate believed that he was the link between all of the accused, and it would be a risk to release him on bail. Let's take a listen.
The judgment of the court is then as follows: that the court finds that it is not in the interest of justice that applicant number one is to be released on bail. With regards to applicant number 2 to 27, the court do find that it is in the interest of justice that they are to be released on bail. With regards to the amount involved, the court is going to make the following determination. The South African citizens before this court is not residing in this court's jurisdiction, as well as the Somalian citizen. Therefore, the court is going to consider a much higher amount that was given to the court, and they will be released on bail if they pay the amount of 2,000 rand each. As soon as they pay the amount of 2,000 rand each, they will be released on bail on the condition that they are to appear as warned by the court on the date and at the time by the court. Furthermore, the court would request the legal representatives to assist the court. There is a further condition that the court wished to add, and that is that applicant number 2 to 27 is to report at the nearest police station every Friday between the hours 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at the evening. If they can maybe approach their clients in order for the court to indicate on the record which police stations are involved.
All right, Slee, just remind us very quickly how we find ourselves covering this case, how we find ourselves here today with this particular case, and also when we expect it back in court.
Well, this matter dates back a few months ago, where there was a sting operation where these accused were nabbed by crime intelligence officials at the Home Affairs offices here in Krugersdorp. It was quite a breakthrough for the Home Affairs Department in terms of cracking this particular syndicate as well as nabbing the accused. We know, of course, that the 26, if they do manage to give the courts the 2,000 rand bail, then they will be released today. The matter is expected back in court on the 5th of July, and it's been postponed for further investigations.
All right, Silindelo Masikane at the Magistrate's Court in Krugersdorp. Let's leave it there for now.